Good evening, Speed Gaming. Or for those of you elsewhere in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good day, good Mega Man 2 Randomizer race day. That's what I'm gonna call it. So, tonight we have Casual Tom versus Siberian Bull. I believe we are in the final 6 remaining contestants in our tournament this year. One of these racers will unfortunately not make it through to the next round. And for those who are going to advance, I believe a date with Charlie Boy on this side of the bracket is not too far away from their immediate future. And oh, right, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. For those of you that know, and maybe those that don't, I'm Frico. With me is LV Creed.
Hello everyone, it's your boy here on the side of Frico, hoping to get a fantastic race. We should be going down soon, as you can see on screen. We do have the countdown running, so we're hoping for a fantastic race between two people who are pretty much well versed into the randomizer. But as Frico said, one of these is about to go home, and we're about to find out right at this very second, as now we got both our runners into. Ooh, Siberian Bull not going into that. Yeah, seeing Heat and wanting to go elsewhere. Look like he finds metal. So decent start while Casual Tom starts with Bubble and gets picked off by a shotman almost immediately.
Yeah, that's one of the perilous spots for a shotman to be in. If you're not expecting it, it will catch you by surprise. And we see the pause buffer there by Casual Tom that time to dodge the bullet and a second all-expense-paid trip down to the abyss.
So for those that are wondering the format of this tournament, at this point this is 80%, so any and all zips are go. As you can see, Casual Tom is starting to do pause buffering for the Buster only bubble zip. Should be good for it. Just make sure to complete. There we go. So yes, any and all zips are on the table. It is on easy mode. Trust us, if it was on normal, this would be a much more interesting affair, to say the least. All stage names are hidden on the stage select, so they have no idea where you're going. That's why siberianbull9 immediately backed out when he saw Heat on his side of the screen. Well, speaking on his side of the screen, he winds up taking a fall in and of himself and wound up going back to the midpoint of Metal Man stage.
Alright, so Casual Tom's got our first boss door at the end of the Bubble Man stage, so we're gonna see what we got here. We got a Metal Man. He's hiding out. The princess is in a different castle here. So, definitely randomized bosses. It is the end of Bubble Man stage. But that's not Bubble Man waiting for him.
Going on a particular rhythm, Metal Man, especially underwater, can definitely be metal danced and can be pretty much looped depending on how his AI reacts. If you're able to get that loop in, he's pretty easy pickings, as Casual Tom displayed and gets item 1 for his trouble. And it looks like we're doing a little bit of boss room swapping, as now we got Bubble and Metal, as opposed to having Metal and Bubble just a few moments ago.
Yeah, Siberian Bull able to take down that stage. A little unfortunate with the death, but as we saw a little bit ago, Casual Tom picked up item 1 and is now in the Flashman stage. Excuse me, Siberian Bull's in Flashman. Casual Tom's in Quickman. Don't mind me.
So yes, for those, yeah, as someone's pointing out in the chat, we do have an assortment of sprites that we like to use. Well, that some of our runners like to use. As you see, Siberian Bull's rocking the Quickman, which is kind of hilarious seeing Casual Tom run through Quickman right now. But Casual Tom is actually sporting his own personal sprite. For a little bit of humor, we actually do have a legitimate angry video game nerd, sprite that is in the randomizer, but you won't be seeing that today.
Oh my. Some of these sprites are entertaining to see, to say the least. Oh, that was opportune. Siberian Bull picking up a 1-up drop, it looked like. Now let's see if he's... Oh, no. Oh, he got the bat out of there. Looks like he's got, Alright, he does buffer across. Took a little damage, secures the E-tank. But Casual Tom finds Woodman here. And he's out of there.
Yeah, pretty easy Woodman. Very slow falling lead, so he's pretty much easily exposed. Soft lead to the Buster. Very quick fight, and finds item 2. So right now, Casual Tom is pretty well set as far as item luck is concerned, with every single item being randomized amongst the 8 robos. Meanwhile, siberianbull9 gets a pretty jumpy quick man in Flashman's room. Also soft lead to the Buster, and we find vanilla item 3 in Flashman's stage. So actually, already that's pretty much all our items accounted for.
Yeah, that's all our items accounted for, and for those keeping score at home, it looks like... Oh no, Siberian Bull found another quote-unquote whammy, and it looks like he's going for the crash climb and opting out of any zipping. So we'll see if Casual Tom might be able to capitalize on that, gain a little bit of an edge when he ends up in the Crashman stage.
In Siberian Bull's defense, Siberian Bull is mostly a zipless runner, so I very rarely expect him to do any kind of zip, so he pretty much playing to a disadvantage. But as we see many a times, sometimes just the skill, your own basic skill can still wind up giving you a good number of W's, and sometimes you, as a friend of mine would like to say, you live by the zip and die by the zip, and we have seen those plenty of time in the randos. But unfortunately, in SB's case, he's going to be dealing with these long platform rooms and just got to wait some time before getting to the checkpoint.
He's trying to search with what little he's got to try to find something to get rid of these enemies. They're about 5 shots each. They respawn and are just constantly dogging him throughout that last stage. Casual Tom picks up at the Airman stage the Bubble Crusher, so that's 3-2 right now for those keeping score. And here's Casual Tom in Heatman, but he does have item 2, as well as possibly item 1 to help him out as well. We'll see what he can get out of this.
Yeah, siberianbull9 making the most of item 3, trying to get some of these vertical climbs up as quickly as possible. But with some of the unfortunate luck, well, speaking of potential luck, item 1 is actually pretty dang good. Casual Tom trying to do a randomizer only zip, because as those that know in vanilla, item 1 is initially locked by Heatman stage. So if you have item 1 and item 1 is a good item 1 being the only randomized item with randomized attributes, you could zip this whole area that Casual Tom was walking through now. But unfortunately, Casual Tom was unable to get the proper setup and winds up deciding to continue to walk on and not waste too much time, which is very smart. You don't want to try to do quote-unquote practice attempts in a race setting like this.
Yeah, you definitely have to balance any kind of swag versus, well, it's a race. At the end of the day, it's who gets to the finish line first. If you waste 30 seconds trying to pull off a swag zip, you know, great, you pulled off the swag zip, but you also just lost the race by 20 seconds, for all anybody knows. So it's, you know, opportunity cost against time saved, time lost, whichever way you want to look at it. But at the end of the day, just get to the end, if you ask me.
Very much agree. But continuing on, Siberian Bull taking out Crashman stage with a vanilla Crashman that was easily disposed of, and going to Woodman stage. Hopefully this Woodman stage is going to be pretty kind to him. He's probably going to wind up taking the Treehouse way. Meanwhile, Casual Tom finds the Vanilla Heat Man, who's a rapid fire, very fast heat tackles, but also very soft weak to the Buster. Very good because you do not want a 14 hit fight where you pretty much gotta wait till a Heat Man's gotta be vulnerable to make a hit.
That's a little surprising. Item 3 is there. I guess following up on what you said before, Siberian Bull, not a runner that would normally use zips, but, you know, another thing to, you know, note to self. You know, Casual Tom may have a little bit of an advantage, but as I said before, you go for like these little swag zips, you end up losing 15 seconds, and then you gain back the 15 seconds, so what'd you really do? But I don't want to criticize Casual Tom here, because at the end of the day, technically he's ahead right now. So, you know, there's a reason why they're this far in the tournament, and I'm on the sidelines commentating at the end of the day.
Siberian Bull manages to go top of the treehouse and manages to survive. Finds the Airman, pretty durable, but I think we already found our 4 soft Buster weak bosses, so Airman being one of the more durable ones, but made himself more open than his tornadoes blocking any kind of shots. Siberian Bull manages to take him out very quickly, gets out of Woodman stage and goes right into Bubble, where we already seen on Casual Tom's end. Speaking of stuff we already seen, we see Bubble himself, and looks like the air shooter winds up being a soft weakness, pretty much taking care of Bubble Man in a near instant. So once again, the knowledge of the randomized weaknesses going to be coming into play, especially if he remembers it by the time we get to the boss rush.
Yeah, that was definitely doing work, and one thing I can say that's, you know, for the good for Siberian Bull here is that he was not sniped by the shot man right away, as it looks like Casual Tom's setting up a zip here. Ooh, I don't know. Right before he was able to get the zip going.
Yeah, set up the item 1 a little too low and winds up disappearing before he was able to set up for the zip. So once again, Casual Tom not wanting to waste too much time, forgoes the zip, so winds up wasting time setting up, and that winds up being tacked on to wind up going to the moving platforms. But he does have item 1, as we saw before, trying to use it the best he can to just avoid doing the actual intended platform riding.
Yeah, Casual Tom definitely had the advantage of item 1 in that particular section, as we see Siberian Bull crossing a boss gate, and I believe we will have Metal Man at the end of this Bubble Man stage.
Yeah, almost trying to brute force it, but now he didn't get the Metal Dance. Metal Man doing a little bit of a small jump to kind of shake out the SB for a little bit, but it was nothing doing. SB dispatches a Metal Man, finally gets his item 1, which he definitely probably would have loved to have to make Crash Man a little bit quicker, as Casual Tom shows. But speaking of which, Casual Tom does not have item 3 to make this right side climb a little faster, so he's just gonna unfortunately make the long climb. He could have probably used item 1 or item 2 and climbed on the left side to make that side a little quicker, but regardless of the matter, Casual Tom still makes his decision, wants to go to the left side to get his safety E-tank. Not a bad idea, but it does take on time, but sometimes safety counts and safety matters.
Very true. You know, I'm always going to say I'd rather have one and not need it than need one and not have it. So, you know, 5 seconds, give or take, here against minutes, you know, possibly game overing against a boss that you go in not without an E-tank with, so, you know, I'll take that every time.
SiberianBull9 going to his named Sprite stage. Quick Man, hopefully he's able to finish off. Not 100% safe, but just one more screen to go. And we are good to go. Siberian Bull 9 pretty much home free on Quickman stage, about to go to the boss there. Casual Tom checking the walls. The crash walls having a randomized weakness that destroys them. And it could have been Buster, but unfortunately it was not the case. So at some point, we're gonna need to do some weapon digging, especially if it's gonna be needed for the Boo Beam fight.
Yeah, we're guaranteed some level of weapon digging for that wily boss, the Boo Beam turrets. So we have two elements to that fight. The turrets themselves, and they are gated behind crash walls. You can get around some of the crash walls with weapons, like if it happens to be Metal Blade, Leaf Shield, and Air Shooter, I believe. However, if it's anything else, you've got to, have to figure out, okay, I've got to get the crash wall out of the way to be able to hit these things.
Siberian Bull going through Airman stage. She does have item 2 to make parts of this stage easier if he so chooses. It looks like he opts not to use it for the first part of the stage. Probably going to use it for the second half. Meanwhile, Casual Tom going through his fight against Quickman. Once again, we already noted that it's South Bustery, so it should be a pretty easy manner for Casual Tom as he's so displayed, and does get item 3 for his trouble, which once again, when hindsight's 2020, wish we would like to have that in Crashman stage, but it is what it is. Casual Tom does have one more Robot Master left in Woodman, where Airman awaits. So he does have probably about a stage and a half advantage over Siberian Bull 9, who's still going through the rest of Airman stage.
Well, even with that in mind, having any kind of advantage is a good thing, especially when, of course, you wouldn't know this, the stage that's missing is the Heatman stage. It's going to take a little bit of time, but Casual Tom here, we'll see if he pulls off the zip or not. Looks like just getting in there and trying to rile up some hot dogs.
Not quite sure what weapon he's using due to the his elite shield. Leaf Shield 2-shotting the Frienders, while SB winds up taking out the boss that was in Airman stage at kind of a blink and miss it moment. So Heatman is left, but both our runners are going to relatively long stages. Casual Tom going to the top of the treehouse, not opting to try for good wood, which of course I deem it most wise, especially if you're not comfortable with it. It is a pretty involved setup and memorization in order to try to shortcut into the boss chamber. So Casual Tom make a bit of a heads up play just to make sure that he lives to see the end of the stage, as opposed to messing up and wasting a couple of minutes.
Yeah, that is, sound strategy. It's a place where you could potentially soft lock and have everything just sort of get dumped on its head. So neither Siberian Bull or Casual Tom taking advantage of the Woodman, the Goodwood zip, and Siberian Bull using his item 1s here as Casual Tom gets to the final boss door.
And there's our Airman awaiting. Very durable, but it makes himself pretty open. He can only take... There we go. Take the E-Tank, knowing that he only could take one hit. Pretty much matches down Airman, and that is our first set of 8 Robot Masters done. Casual Tom done, and about to go to, well, I would say Wily. But instead, we got ourselves a Cossack sighting. So Dr. Cossack is going to be our nefarious Dr. stand-in for our final stages and into our What Castle. Shoutouts to Old School Wrestling. It's about that time again.
What?
So, as Siberian Bull 9, actually not too far away, got to take care of Heatman and finds Time Stopper.
Oh wow, that Time Stopper is just absolutely devastating. Good night.
It's only weak to one Robot Master. Siberian Bull 9 finding it, and it's very effective. And Siberian Bull 9 going to Dr. Cossacks now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's some good knowledge, but some other knowledge I think I'd like to impart upon our runners here and our viewers is that we're at Wily 1 and it's time to play a little game. Would you like to explain it or shall I?
I shall do it because we don't have too much time. We got a weakness, we got a color, we got a sprite design for our dragon. It's up to you to guess those attributes. And since we run out of time, I won't be able to actually go over the sprites, but I'll guess one of them, and one of them is gonna be a swag dragon. It's gonna be old school green. It's gonna be weak to crash.
All right. Well, everybody knows it's the bubble lead until it's not. We're going yellow with the oats dragon.
Casual Tom forcing himself to use the time stopper, which is fine because he doesn't have the knowledge that SB has for the time stopper weakness. Not that it's necessary, especially since thanks to new advancements in the randomizer, we can pause the time stopper, so we don't have to wind up literally draining all the energy that it usually contains in that case. Anyway, I would say that's closer to red. Definitely anime shades. Anyway, it's nothing that we said so far.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we can agree on that. Oh no, Siberian misses a platform. And it looks like the quick boomerang is the answer to question number 1.
Mecha Dragon has 2 weaknesses. We've realized that quick boomerang is one of them. Will Siberian Bull find the same weakness, or will he find a different weakness instead and try to catch up as much as possible to Casual Tom, who begins his assault in Wally Stage 2.
Well, let's see what Siberian Bull's got here. Casual Tom definitely has the item energy. Oh, that flickering bothers me so much. Reminds me of my childhood missing one of the platforms, as the thing still continues to scroll even though I've already deposited myself into the abyss. And finding the quick boomerang for Siberian Bull, so that's Wily 1 in the books. Casual Tom closer to the end, as Siberian Bull just starting to go in.
Casual Tom making good work of that item 3. About to go to our boss, Pico Kun. About to see what kind of situation they're going to be in. Pico does have his own customized sprite, but there is one special sprite that can wind up giving our runners a little bit of trouble. But it's not this one, as we get blobs and find out that at least one of our weaknesses is metal, but you're gonna opt to see if he finds a better weakness than that.
Well, Buster's not working. Ooh, the bubble lead looked like it was doing some work. Not the quick boomerang. Not the leaf shield, unfortunately. It's gonna settle on bubble by the looks of it. 2 shots.
I think this is the best way to go. It's 2 bubbles per 1 shot, so it's not 1-to-1. So you can definitely outpace the Picos as opposed to actual weapon consumption. So I think this is a wise choice by Casual Tom, sticking with bubbles at this point. Meanwhile, SB is about to go into the same fight. We're gonna see how quickly he can find a suitable weakness and decides to stick with it, or go into some deeper weapon hunt as Casual Tom did.
And it's definitely a risk here. So it looks like leaf shield's off the table. Metal blade. Maybe the bubble? Found the bubble. Yep, that's hitting. Might stick with it. Yep. So a little bit of time gained in the potential category for Siberian Bull. But, oh, wait. This just in. Casual Tom deciding to hit one of these spikes. As we all know, Surgeon General Frico says, touching spikes may be hazardous to your health.
Yeah, the water isn't helping. It looks like a toxic pool or something. Probably didn't help all that much, but given some time back to Siberian Bull, who now at this point, well, considering that Wally 3 is still a bit of a short stage, not too much of a deterrent in terms of time savings, but once again, it's stuff like that that SB needs in order to try to catch up on Casual Tom, with several more stages, with a couple of more stages still waiting in the wings, which SB is running out of time to try to find any potential catch-up factor, and it's gonna be mostly on Tom to stay clean throughout the rest of this particular race.
Yeah, it does get to a point where you realize, okay, this runner's ahead, this runner is not. Execution can get you somewhere in all of this, but most of it's going to boil down to finding things like the time stopper against Heatman for Siberian Bull that he found, so that'll help in the refights, where Casual Tom may end up just going through and bustering down. A little bit of time to be potentially saved, as Siberian Bull looks for the weaknesses, not finding the bubble or the quick. But, oh, we found it. Yep, out of there.
Finds the air shooter relatively quickly. Once again, just a little bit of time saves here and there by not overly digging for weaknesses when it matters. But right now, Casual Tom in a relatively interesting stage. Wally stage 4, for those screens with the fake floors are randomized, but you can expect our runners to just flat out try and skip those. Casual Tom using a method that found by most of us that are within the community, that you can pretty much safely space yourself out, especially with these kinds of background sprites, and safely navigate that one stretch so you don't accidentally find that one hole that sends you into spiky doom below.
Yeah, that's another one that, especially when you have less randomized sprites, I personally feel. It's easier to see where the blocks are, and if you happen to hit just right in between the blocks, you'll either land on a real block or a potential fake block. But if you happen to wedge yourself where it's both, if one's fake, you'll still not drop, you'll still be on a real block either way, with proper spacing. But I don't think Siberian Bull nor Casual Tom need that lesson, as we look to be through the anxiety rooms, for the most part.
Yeah, anxiety rooms not being all that much anxiety filled. Both of them pretty much gonna be through these areas with relative ease. Meanwhile, Casual Tom, our first to our boobing trap room, finds that our walls are weak to leaf shield, but unfortunately that's one of our god weaknesses for Pico out of the equation. And once again, it's up to the digging to find that one weakness for the Pico units as quickly as possible, and we found our other god weakness.
Wow, Metal Blade just coming to the rescue. In theory, Siberian Bull could find the Metal Blade straight away and take down some of the turrets, but it looks like he found the leaf shield to take the walls out.
And oh, he goes to the second page much quicker than Casual Tom, but he's gonna need to pick up the pace and get these kills as quickly as possible. Casual Tom's probably gonna be a couple of Robot Masters in, as Siberian Bull is about to get their start on the boss rush. Right now, it is getting extremely close, and Casual Tom wasting a little bit of time trying to find weaknesses, finds Leaf Shield, but took quite a bit of time to find that weakness, as opposed to probably just taking the Buster and going to town on Metal.
Alright, so with that said, it's 2-1 right now. Casual Tom, 2 Robot Masters, Siberian Bull time stoppering away 1. So Casual Tom now into his third fight, Siberian Bull on his second. So, oh wow, what was that? Airman's out of there. So, right on the heels, Siberian Bull looks to be just a single fight behind. He's hunting for weaknesses as well. Oh wow, Siberian Bull gets another fortunate weapon find. So, oh. Yeah, I wish I had luck like this.
Yeah, this dig luck is actually pretty insane. It seemed like every weapon that SB touches, pretty much just giving him all the good damage. Wisely decided to just buster Airman, since Airman is usually one of the toughest to fight weaknesses for, especially with the tornadoes being a perpetual shield. But right now, it's Casual Tom, assuming he's on his last Robot Master, Siberian Bull not too far behind.
Not at all. Nipping at his heels, for sure.
Extremely close, but right now it's still Casual Tom first in our Wily machine fight. Is it weak to the buster this seat? Nope. The machine has made a tougher stuff this time, but we still got a weapon dig, and right now it's both to the rescue for the first phase, but is it weak for the second? Oh, it's good for both phases. Casual Tom getting lucky on the weakness findings.
Oh, alright. Siberian Bull found it as well, just having a little trouble landing the shots, but Casual Tom about to drop down into Victory Road as Siberian Bull leaving the Wily Machine fight. So this is going to come down to the wire. This is going to come down to who finds the proper weapon first between the two.
Yeah, this could be a situation where first page versus second page in terms of finding the alien weakness winds up coming into very much into play. Meanwhile, Casual Tom, our first one to go to our alien here. Gonna find with Buster as Big Pippin Wily makes an appearance, gonna do the deed himself. And our weapon of choice definitely is a Buster.
No, not that one either. Alright, well, both of them are in the fight, so now it's the guessing game. So who's gonna roll the dice and come up with a 7 here? No. Oh, did we find something? Oh yeah, we did. Charged heat.
Yeah, Siberian Bull. Unfortunately, it's a charged heat. It's a case of charged heat not be, of course, being one of the last ones you pick. And Casual Tom winds up coming through official race time.gg time of 30:45. Siberian Bull coming in just a little bit behind, 30 minutes 56. Insanely close, just over 10 seconds between our runners. Extremely heated race.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's pretty darn close when you've got 11 seconds worth of a difference between our runners over a 30-minute long race. You go back and you almost kind of, oh man, if I did this one thing right, that could have been 5-10 seconds there. What if? The good thing here is that it is a best-of-3 race, so Siberian Bull, if he's able to just put that out of his mind and go, alright, I need to execute better, I can't make the mistakes I did that last time around. If I go cleaner, I could win this, bring it to a game 3, and who knows what's going to happen at that point. It's still everybody's race to win, to lose, to anything. Right now, Casual Tom is ahead 1-0, but this is a best-of-3 race.
Yep, and speaking of, we will have that second race to see if Siberian Bull can make up and get us to a race 3. We will be back with race 2 in a moment. Hang tight, everyone. And we are back, everyone. Once again, this is your boy LV Creed here, bringing you our next installment of the Mega Man 2 Randomizer Tournament, a loser's bracket match between Casual Tom and Siberian Bull 9. Casual Tom winning race 1 in a very close race that was very close to 10 seconds. So we're hoping for equal excitement and Siberian Bull 9 to pull it together and to make this one heck of a show, giving us a race 3. Commentating alongside with me is Frico. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm kind of hyped, in all honesty. That last race was super close. It came right down to the wire. 11 seconds, I believe, ended up deciding the race. So even if I just get more of that in game 2, as much as I want to see a game 3, I'm okay with close races like this that come down to the wire. I find them to be rather entertaining, can go either way, and you know what? May the best runner win.
Well, I'm pretty sure for our viewers here, we always want to see more Mega Man, so of course we're still hoping for that one more race. So Siberian Bull 9 got that work cut out. So we got an interesting situation here. We got Airman and Crashman on our respective screens. A couple of stages where you kind of would like to have items, and Casual Tom promptly, after a few moments, decided to hit the reset button and finds a much better stage. Siberian Bull finding something a little bit less fortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunately Abyss for Siberian Bull, and honestly, that reset that he took right in the beginning of the race may have been what ended up being the difference of the entirety, because it cost about 15 seconds to opt out and pick a new stage, and that really was probably the decider. So Casual Tom with a little bit of a disadvantage going into the stage and just opting out and just saying no thank you.
Well, in all fairness, that could have been canceled out by Siberian Bull's unfortunate death, wound up having to retread extra steps, and not only that, wound up having to take the time for that death fanfare to just go through. Well, Casual Tom needed to take the safety sludge in order to survive, finding out that the moles are buster immune, and wound up taking quite a bit of a beating. Siberian Bull is going to wind up having to deal with that at some point.
Hopefully Siberian Bull, just like we saw with Casual Tom earlier in the first race, having item 1 and item 2 to use to his benefit, Siberian Bull might have an answer with a couple robot weapons that help him through that section with the endless moles.
Well, speaking of robots, we do have a Woodman sighting. Woodman with his false start leaf shield. Siberian Bull not in the best of situations in terms of damage.
Oh, wow, that was close.
Very wise on that pause buffer. Casual Tom dealing with heat, man. A little bit of a sluggish heat, but winds up able to take care of him, especially since it was South Buster week. But both our runners finding respective items in their stages. Item 1 from Quickman stage, while Airman stage is holding out on item 3.
Yeah, that's going to be a little rough. Item 3 in Airman, so I think both of our runners should find the item 1, and I say this like they know where the certain stages are, and they just don't, so it's kind of, you know, get lucky, pick this stage, get an item. So right now we've got Airman, Quickman, we know there's items, we know there's one more item hanging around the stages, and now we got Bubbleman versus Woodman, so we'll have a good idea of where that third item is after this set of enemies go through, and we see Casual Tom with the Bubbleman.
Meanwhile, Siberian Bull gonna use item 3 to try to quickly climb the ladders as we go to the top of the treehouse and see what kind of club we doing. And right now, it's street tops that are filled with Puro bots. So it's Club Puro and Club Metroid. No Mega Man's allowed in this fun zone. But Mega Man just barging through the party and just making a mockery of the treehouse, trying to get through the rest of Woodman stage for the boss that awaits. Meanwhile, Casual Tom's about to see who awaits in Bubble Man's boss room, and we find our Vanilla Aquaman.
Wait, did you randomize this seed? I mean, Bubble Man in Bubble Man? I mean, who does that?
Apparently the seed does. I can only just roll them.
Come on now, you're the tournament administrator here, you know. Come on, admit to it. Come on now. You
I admit to
right
nothing.
From the start.
I admit and regret nothing. But yeah, that was a Bubble Man taken down in short order. Meanwhile, I think I saw it was Flashman in Woodman's room. Both of them taken out in relative ease. And no items of any kind of sword in these rooms. So item 2 is still at large here as Casual Tom goes to air, so he's gonna eventually get item 3. Meanwhile, Siberian Bull is gonna go to new territory and go to a Metal Man stage and see how rough this could be, and ultimately see if this holds out item 2.
Well, the Metal Crushers seem to be falling to the Buster fairly easily, so that's a little bit of a plus. The bird dropping's not helping anything, but Siberian Bull able to dodge those, so not causing too much trouble as of yet. Casual Tom, we know, will find an item at the end, I believe item 3.
Yes.
So Siberian Bull an opportunity to find item 2 here at the end of Metal Man. I believe Flash and Crash, as well as Heat, are our other remaining options.
As we find out some very bad news about our modes that they're Buster immune. Tried to do Licia, but Licia was doing jack all and just gonna try to just huff it for the rest of the stage. Hopefully get some items along the way. Meanwhile, Casual Tom trying to take out this decently annoying Woodman, winds up paying for it for his life and winds up having to start the whole thing over, but at least the Casual Tom's benefited. He was already low on energy, so the death was relatively quick. But
yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna have to get a bodied by Airman sticker out for you know, Casual Tom. Just, I know it was Woodman, but those two in particular do so much damage. Speaking of Airman, it's like I knew what was coming next. Oh my.
But this is an Airman on conveyors. As you can see on Siberian Bull's end, conveyors take more priority than the blowing mechanic from the air tornadoes. So he's much more exposed since Airman cannot fire tornadoes while they're still on the screen. So the slow move tornadoes just makes Airman easy pickings as Airman gets defeated. But once again, still no items. No item 2 yet.
Yeah, we know where item 1 and 3 are, but we're still on the hunt, and right now it's looking more and more like a potential whammy stage for the item 2. We've got Heat, Flash, and Crash, so we're guaranteed a whammy to hit these runners if Siberian Bull does not find item 2 at the end of this stage.
Probably better in this case to find it in here or Crash, so that if the sole chance that Siberian Bull finds Heat along the way, he will have item 2 there. But if item 2 is locked in Heat, then both our runners are going to have to do forced Yoku blocks in order to get through the stage. Fortunately, both our runners are more adept to doing the Yoku blocks in Heat, so we shouldn't expect trouble, but that is time saved that no one will have for either runner.
Yeah, that's going to be simple execution. You know, whoever gets through it faster gets through it faster. There's no, oh, well, I got there first. I don't have the item 2. Let me just get through it. As opposed to the other runner coming through later on and just zipping right through. Well, I shouldn't use zip, but zooming right through with the item 2.
We got Siberian Bull taking on Crashman. Crashman, not being a bit of a stubborn individual, wound up having to use the E-Tank in order to take it out. Meanwhile, Casual Tom finds this flash very solidly to the Buster and just destroys him. SB trying to use quick boomerang to make light of a bad situation with Crash.
Oh, boo! Boo! Item 2 at the end of Flashman stage. So Siberian Bull right into Heatman. So he will have the benefit of item 2. And I believe, if memory serves me correctly, it is Bubble Man for item 1.
Yeah, so John trying to make use of this item 1, but this item 1 rises way too slowly. But just barely enough to make use of that Metal Man Zip. Winds up saving a decent amount of time, not have to worry about going through the shenanigans in those stressor screens. So Casual Tom trying to get any kind of advantage as possible in order to continue to pull ahead on Siberian Bull, but as you can see, both our runners are still going 4 Robot Masters up, so right now it's still anybody's race.
Oh my, we got the Fan Fiends making an appearance in the one stage you just do not want to see these little guys. Well, actually, I think any stage ever is the proper place where you never want to see a Fan Fiend, but making their mandatory appearance of the race are our Fan Fiends.
SB using item 2 to make sure that he safely gets onto that Yoku block so he doesn't wind up getting blown off. Casual Tom just making as much use of item 1 as possible to try to get out of this set of screens and all these modes that are in the way.
Yeah, this is definitely a close one here. Oh, wow. The shield is down. Commence attack on Airman's main reactor here, and Casual Tom just getting right in there and getting it done. Airman just pretty much giving up the ship for Casual Tom.
Siberian Bull is about to go to the Heatman room while next Robot Master awaits, and Casual Tom does find Flashman stage before going to Heatman, so he will definitely get item 2 before going to Flash, so that's some worries he wouldn't have to worry about. Meanwhile, we're gonna have some quick-on-quick violence as Quickman defeats Quickman with quick boomerangs on quick boomerangs, and yeah, this ain't no time paradox. We got no kind of crap like that there. The other Quickman's dead, the real Quickman moves on. End of story, Siberian goes to Crash.
Alright, so Siberian Bull does have the benefit of having item 2 and item 3. Item 2 being put to use to platform up, and I believe we might see item 3 later on, but probably item 2 showing up to get through some of the elevator rooms. Might be stuck in the third one a little longer than he'd like.
Yeah, and definitely would like to use it to ignore these Lacphibians. So, there is, for those that are familiar with Mega Man 2, especially in terms of how we can recognize some interesting quirks, you can kind of tell what's in the first, what are going to be in these rooms by the very first screen of Crash. Those enemies are more than likely are going to be in these rooms. So if you saw Lacphibians in the first set of the screens, it may be a spring. Unfortunately, my memory doesn't recall which ones we saw, either one or both. But yeah, they will be in those rooms. So you pretty much got to adjust accordingly and try to deal with things as they see fit. As Casual Tom makes use of the quick boomerangs and its trajectory to take care of Crash and finally gets item 2 in their arsenal.
Alright, so Casual Tom dealt with our obstinate Crash Man, and it looks like Heatman now for Casual Tom. He does have the benefit of all his items, so might be able to make up some spots here as Siberian Bull is going up the left side. Interesting.
Gonna try to use item 2 to make them like a makeshift platform to try to, and a combination of item 2 and 3 to try to make these climbs as not so time consuming. And use a time stopper along the way. Those metal swim looking shrimp could have been an issue, but time stopper doing what it's supposed to do and giving Siberian Bull just enough breathing room to continue to climb relatively unscathed.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's really what matters here. Casual Tom looks like he's stopping to smell the roses, but looking to pull off a zip. Whoa, oh, that could have been a problem. A fan fiend showing up to potentially ruin a zip has been the bane of more than one runner's existence. Oh, unfortunate placement on the item 2. So Siberian Bull out of there, and Casual Tom across the stormy seas. So we're into Quickman for Siberian Bull as Casual Tom makes his way to the end of the Heatman stage.
Fortunately, that fan fiend was way several screens, or just a few, just way enough away that it wasn't to cause the problem, and he destroyed the first set of fan fiends to make sure that the initial attempt will hold no problems. So yeah, all that matters is taking down the quick stir in Heatman's room, and that's another stage down. He just got one more stage, but it's a lengthy one. He got to deal with Crashman stage, while Siberian Bull has a shorter stage, but these... Oh, never mind. He finds a supercharged atomic fire. These modes are nothing anymore.
Yeah, found it. So this is just an item generator, really, for Siberian Bull here. Just all the items you want, but this... I apologize for the pun here, everybody. But this stage should be over fairly quickly, and with Bubble Man left to do for Siberian Bull, we have ourselves another race on our hands, but it looks like Casual Tom, just missed the zip. And it looks like, no, he's decided, okay, I couldn't pull that one off, so I'm going to opt out.
I probably would have tried to do a B trigger and fire the item 1 to see if he could wedge himself into the wall and continue to zip. I don't think you need to be full body into the wall to make that particular crash zip work. But be it as it may, Casual Tom still opted it was no longer worth it to continue trying and decides to keep going, while SB winds up doing some heat on heat violence on the Heatman and Quickman's room, finally getting their item 1, and it's got one more stage to go. Is another fairly short one in Bubble Man stage, while Casual Tom still has a half a stage to go in Crash, but he does have all the means to make the Crash climb pretty non well, I won't say non-trivial. It should be trivial with all these items, but once again, it's still up to Casual Tom to utilize them in a optimized way.
Very true. Non-treacherous might be the more proper fancy word to be using there, but at the end of the day, Casual Tom already into the crash climb as Siberian Bull again choosing not to use the bubble zip, so the lack of zips on Siberian Bull's side causing a little bit of an issue here. So Casual Tom getting close to that boss door, as is Siberian Bull. I believe both are screens away as Siberian Bull stops to pull into the pits, get a fresh set of tires, and off he goes.
Yeah, both our runners are actually extremely close to each other. Casual Tom already in the in its final boss room. Siberian Bull not too far behind on his final boss room. So we got Metal Man on one side. We're gonna have a vanilla Bubble Man on the other. This is it pretty much. Let's see. Casual Tom finally takes out the elect man looking metal in Crash. Siberian Bull gonna use Leaf Shield to try to just mash their way through, while the good doctor has turned rogue.
Yeah, the doctor is in. The problem is he switched sides. That's Dr. Light, and he said, no, get me out. Get me out. I don't like my retirement package no more. I am angry, and I've had enough. I'm going to join the other team. So he's gone over to the dark side. Casual Tom and Siberian Bull into the Wily stages about 15 seconds apart.
So once again, we got another heated one between our two experienced randomizer runners. As once again, we have reached the part where we are at Wily Stage 1. We do have a dragon we like to go and try and guess. And this time, I can talk about the kind of sprites that we do have. Of course, we have our vanilla sprites. We have two sets of Sage Dragons. One more look like anime shades. One look like it's from back in the 80s. We do have our Oats Dragon. We do have our Swag Dragon. And of course, we have our Unicorn Horn Dragoncorn. So it's up to you to guess that design as well as our color and weakness. I did the first guess. Rico, the honor is yours.
Alright, so I'm not going to change much up, but I'm kind of feeling the Swaggin' Dragon here. So give me a yellow Swaggin' Dragon, and it's the Bubble Lead until it's not.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna go with our Dragoncorn here. And let's see. We're gonna go purple, and the weakness is gonna be Leaf Shield.
Alright, so Casual Tom bringing us to our dragon. So we'll see the color. Whoa, that's Barney the purple robot dinosaur there.
That should be my color. Meanwhile, for weakness, it's
Metal Blade.
And that is an insanely spammy metal, very low weapon ammo. That is a very good thing to find. Casual Tom speedily taking it out. Same page. Yep, SB's about to follow suit. Once again, just a handful of seconds behind each other as both our runners are about to go to Wily Stage 2. Once again, it's get to that point where mistakes are gonna be paramount for both our runners to avoid, so none of them winds up losing the lead or extend the lead and being further behind.
Yeah, this is where you want to see it. Execution here is going to be the key as... Oh, excuse me. Siberian Bull floats through the unfriendly skies of Wily 2, picks up his E-Tank. Casual Tom, I believe, did stop a little while. I'm not sure if we tested the crash walls or not, but I think both runners at this point, I'm not sure if they're really playing like they're going, okay, I'm behind, I've really got to, try to shortcut what I can to get back in this race. But as you can see, there's 15 seconds, roughly, behind them. Casual Tom starting the drop at 22:27, and we'll see where Siberian Bull ends up making the drop.
Looks like our Blob Pico units are making a return entrance. Metal Blade being one of our weaknesses. But can we find something that's useful or better, or is it actually the Metal Blades that were worth using at all?
Oh, that was a quick boomerang.
I'm wondering if it might be the actual right weapon to use in this regard. But we're not sure, but as far as Quick Boomerang goes, Quick Boomerang always has a decent amount of weapon ammo to use. So it's always kind of like a good idea if Quick Boomerang is the way to go, to keep that on the side.
Well, it looks like Siberian Bull used the air shooter and is opting out, trying to chase a little bit. Casual Tom looks to have settled on the quick boomerang as well as Siberian Bull, so let's see, there's not much between these two runners here. So, Metal Blade for Siberian Bull to finish things off. At 2340, we're dropping down to the first pedestal, and we'll see where we're at.
Yeah, and then looking on SB side, I think I would probably would use the Metal Blades, slightly opposed to the quick boomerangs in this regard. I think the ammo consumption suits the Metal Blades in this particular fight, but having quick boomerangs as a backup is definitely no slouch in the consumption management department. But regardless of the matter, both our runners are in Wally 3. Casual Tom still with a little bit of the advantage, as Siberian Bull trying to make use of any kind of means possible to try to catch up. Using item 2 to fly over a little bit of the water section. Just trying to squeeze as much time as possible as we get a special guest star here in the Gus Tank room.
I was gonna say, wait a second. That's not quite the right boss there, but no, that's not it. So we're gonna go dig in here for Casual Tom. Nope, not a crash. Metal Blade? Yeah. There we go. Casual Tom out of there, almost right at 25 even. So, however long this fight takes Siberian Bull is essentially how far he's behind here. So, about 15 seconds to the start of the fight. But, oh boy, he finds it right away. So, he's out of there. So, that gained him back a good bit of time.
Already on that second page to make those guesses. One up taking Crash first, but that still allowed him to quickly find Metal Blaze second, just immediately after. Wound up saving time compared to Casual Tom, who wound up having to dig for quite a bit on the first page before finding Metal on the second. And now they're pretty much just a couple of screens behind each other as Casual Tom begins the ascent of Wally Stage 4, Siberian Bull not too far behind.
No, not at all. At this point, you know, I'm going, alright, give me a tie, give me a game 4. I think we all deserve it with the way both of these runners have gone so far. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's all about execution, and it looks like both runners are definitely executing, and it's just a matter of who's doing it better. Ooh, nice. Siberian Bull using the bubble lead to show him where the hole in the ground was.
And it looks like our anxiety rooms once again become rest homes. Being no problem to Casual Tom, wants to go through all the rooms very quickly. These swim metal shrimp pretty much being a non-factor, especially in the third screen where there was only one set of them on the far right side, and all it's just a straight shot to the boot beam rooms. Gotta hopefully find either a god weakness or find some quick means to destroy these walls as to not overly dig for their weapons, weakness weapons.
Alright, Siberian Bull's got to be careful here. He's got to make sure he's got the pause buffer right, and he does. So he's through. So Casual Tom in the search, and we're going to watch Siberian Bull to see how long it takes him to get there. So currently about 30-ish seconds behind, but Casual Tom just now finding the wall weakness. So if Siberian Bull's able to find something just that little bit quicker, that's part of this race that just comes back, as Siberian Bull's trying the god weaknesses. It doesn't look like he's getting anywhere. So, unfortunate for Siberian Bull, Casual Tom is into the refights.
SB does find the wall weakness a little faster than Casual Tom. If he finds Atomic Fire just as quickly, we could have another situation where, there we go, Siberian Bull does find and beat the boobies a little bit faster than Casual Tom, but Casual Tom once again just a little bit further ahead, probably going to be about a couple of Robot Masters ahead of Siberian Bull. It's again another situation where things are much closer than they appear to be.
Yeah, if Casual Tom's looking in his rear view mirror, I think that objects in mirror may be closer than they appear. See at the bottom of that mirror. So Siberian Bull into the refight. That's one down straight away. Casual Tom in the menu to use a safety sludge. And up against Heatman, where he has something here. Just the Buster doing all that work. It is. Looks like it.
Siberian Bull trying to find a weakness, but winds up just sticking to the quick boomerang since it actually does some kind of damage and don't want to do too much digging.
Now Siberian Bull's looking here, and it looks like he found quick boomerang. So he's got something there. So on to his fourth master, Casual Tom on number 7.
In fairness, Siberian Bull is using quick man sprites, so he's firing quick boomerangs anyway. But that's neither here nor there, as once again, heat on heat violence, using the information from previous runs to try to make these fights quick. But he's running out of time. Gonna take care of Airman, but still on his 5th Robot Master, while I believe Casual Tom should be on his... Whoa! A little bit too close for comfort, taking out the final Robot Master, and now going to the Wallow Machine.
Yeah, right now, two bosses separate the pair, as Casual Tom is into the search, and nope, not Crash Bomb, not a Metal Blade. Oh, we found something. That's the air shooter.
Air shooter being a bit of a sluggish weapon, but I think that's bubbles for another phase, at least for the second phase. Winds up taking out the Wallow Machine and going to Victory Road. All signs are pointing to a 2-0 finish of Casual Tom unless something winds up causing some chaos and Siberian Bull makes the big catch up.
Yeah, right now this is on Casual Tom to cross the finish line first. So, Siberian Bull starting that machine fight. So, no, not the quick boomerang. Not charged heat, which he's used a bunch here to get him back in. So, oh, found something there. I believe he found the boomerang. So, that's the first section of the machine done.
Nope, quick boomerang did not do the job. He winds up going right back to air. And his health is not in the best of ways, and winds up taking a. That should all but seal it.
No E-tanks available. That is just brutal for Siberian Bull here.
Meanwhile, Casual Tom fights the Abomination for our final Wily machine, for our final Wily alien, and look like it's Crash Bombs that's gonna do the dirty deed, and just has enough to finish the job. That is it. A 2-0 victory in a much closely contested 2 rounds for our runners. Official SRL, I'm about to say SRL.
Man, you can see
race
the
time.
disappointment on Siberian Bull's camera, just shaking his head once he saw Casual Tom finish. So I think Siberian Bull's unfortunately aware of the result of this race.
But yeah, just to make the official race time of 32 minutes and 4 seconds. Casual Tom beat and eliminate Siberian Bull 9 to proceed on into the losers bracket. And we're hoping to see if we can get other of our runners as they finish into the commentator's booth for some interview work. Siberian Bull about to quickly dispatch Wally Machine. Yeah, the Wally aliens, just like that. Official time of 33 minutes and 10 seconds.
Wow, that got dunked on. I I blinked and I almost missed the whole fight, but then again, you know, it be like that sometimes. You guess the right item right away and just gone. Bye-bye.
So yeah, as we congratulate Casual Tom and Biffera to SB, we're gonna see if we can try to get our runners into the Cons booth for potential interviews. So if you hang on just for a little bit. And we are indeed greeted by our siberianbull9. Very well fought race, SB, but unfortunately, things just couldn't just stay your way this particular race.
In either seats. And there's Tom. GG's, Tom.
Hey, thanks, GG's. Wow, it sounds like it must have been really close.
We can tell by the first race. And the second race, I'm going to assume it was very close, but I decided I was going to hug the machine, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I found Bubble for the second phase, so I mean, that's kind of a close range weapon. Luckily for me, I had more E-tanks than I needed, so... Except when I fought Woodman earlier in that seed, that I didn't have any E-tanks for that, unfortunately.
I should have died to that Woodman, and I don't know if anyone clipped it, but that thing was a butt puncher.
Yeah, I can imagine. I did find his weakness in the refights, though. Bubble seemed to kill it in a couple of hits.
Well, that didn't help me whatsoever, because I just couldn't find anything.
I was determined to find his weakness in the second seed, because I wanted to just, like, not let him get the satisfaction the second time.
I feel like, I felt like in the first seed, I was at least a stage behind you, and I don't know how it got so close outside of maybe my refights, because I was just... I found the weakness for heat was flash in the first seed, and I only stumbled upon that because I was page.
Oh wow!
I was on page 2 when I fought him because he was my last robot master. I was already on page 2, so I was like, well, it's either gonna be Crash or Flash. Otherwise, I'm gonna bust this thing down. It ended up being Flash.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool.
Well, for the most part, for both races, y'all pretty much been on the, at least for the Wally stage, y'all been on the same stages throughout. For most of both races, so y'all were literally tipping toeing on each other's heels for several screens on both of them. It's pretty much just either luck just being a little bit more on Casual Tom's side or execution being better, but regardless, it's just Casual Tom on both races just continue to just eking out, but it could have been either way. Just one big mistake could have just flipped the script. We could have been seeing one more race if things went out that way.
Oh,
I didn't have my share of mistakes. Sorry.
I can think of a few spots in the first race, like for instance, misjudging the Metroid in the metal pit and not knowing where it was going to spawn. So I decided, you know what, we're going to take a dive in the pit. That's the first one that comes to mind.
I got Crash first on my second seed. And I thought about maybe not resetting, but then I saw the frog, and I was just like, all right. I was like already 20 seconds behind at that point.
Don't worry, I got heat first. I had to reset.
Ooh.
I got metal, and then I got Crash second, with no items. So.
Oh boy, item 1 didn't really help me much in either. I got like I think a zip or two here or there, but both those were pretty slow item 1s, and I wasted a lot of time setting up zips. Luckily, I got the metal zip, and I think both seeds.
You know me, I don't zip at all whatsoever, and still I gotta. And even though I don't know, all right. In previous seasons, I've been using the web browser for live split because for whatever reason on my laptop it had been crashing on me. And today I was like, all right, maybe I'll try and use live split, and it actually worked.
Yay!
So like, all right, so with that first seed when I was supposed to done, I hit my space bar and at forfeit. He's like, ah.
Yeah.
So that was
I thought you were forfeiting for real, and then when you said, "Oh no, it was an accident," and I was like, "Whoa, what's
it was like, I'm pretty sure that was, either way that would have been a race PB for me. I'm still counting it as a race PB. I have to double check.
Yeah, that's a pretty good time, especially if you're not zipping. I know the first seed I died really quick on a shot man. I got Bubble first, and there was a shot man there, and it got me right away. Yo, what about all those invincible drills in that second seed, just everywhere?
Don't tell me. Don't remind me, especially considering the fact that in that seed actually, I think metal was third for me, and not having anything to really do damage with it.
I didn't really do any damage. I just kind of damage boosted through, and I grabbed that second E-Tank and used it right away. A lot of times, like, if I'm going for that second E-Tank, it's because I need health, like, right then and there.
Yeah.
Rico, do you have anything to add for our runners for questions regarding how they ran their races?
No, I think most of what I want to ask is, what do you think going forward? Unfortunately, Siberian Bull, for you, this is where our run comes to an end, but are you expecting any particular opponent in your next race, Casual Tom?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the bracket. I think Snape is next, if I'm correct. I think I had it up. Let me take a look.
Everything right now in the bracket is pretty much set in stone. It's just races got to be had.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta race Snape next, and I don't think I've raced Snape before, but I recall him doing really well last year. I think better than I did, maybe. I remember I got knocked out pretty early.
He was in semis. He was.
Yeah. So I might need to actually practice if I can find the time to do that. That should be interesting. I mean, you know, certainly competition is you know, ramping up little by little, and yeah, I mean, I know Snape. You know, he actually hangs out in my Twitch chat a lot too. So thanks for that. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be a tough one, I think. Again, I don't have the experience firsthand yet. That's a new one for me. I didn't quite make it that far last year, getting knocked out by McBob X fairly early. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think he's on European time, so gonna be hard to schedule unless he can race me like in the middle of the day tomorrow or whatever. I'm not assuming that he has the day off. It's like an American holiday tomorrow. Maybe next Sunday?
Yeah, always think weekends when it comes to Europeans. That's what I do. That's my motto.
It's gonna have to be like a Sunday, like morning or early afternoon or something, I think, probably next week. Hopefully I'm available.
Yeah.
Not that I want to toot anybody's horn, but Snape was the first one to go sub 30 in this year's tournament. So, pack a lunch, my friend. This is gonna be a good one.
A light lunch, because it's going to be quick.
I don't know if did I get a sub 30 this year yet? I'm not sure. My record's like a 29:40, but I think that was this year.
So I would definitely try to find the time to practice up.
Yeah, good advice.
So, just knowing what the opponent is capable of, if he performs at that level, it's gonna be a tough one.
One thing that tends to work in my favor, though, when I start to get in like the higher brackets or the advanced stages of the tournament, is just getting good luck with randomized stages. Just getting those items early, getting those whammies after I have utilities to deal with it. That tends to work out to my benefit. But I have been playing a bit sloppy lately, so I'm aware. See if I can polish that up. If I can make the time between now and then. If not, I mean, you know, it's going to take luck, if anything. But you know, it's pretty cool to make it this far, at least.
Yeah, congrats on that. So, what are we looking at? 4th place coming up in our next match? Losers out there, or am I a little ahead of myself?
Let's see.
No, you're ahead of yourself.
Okay, I'm ahead of myself. All right.
Yeah, we got it. He's going into losers round 4, and there's at least 2 more rounds after that for Tom.
Okay. So, hopefully, Tom, I see you in both of them. Good luck.
Well, if not, I mean, it's going to be Snape, or it's going to be Krebel, or it's going to be someone else. I mean, I know Krebel's been doing really well, too. So, and then we don't know yet who his potential opponent's going to be later on, so just more stuff needs to happen. But, you know, we gotta say, I think we've all been doing a pretty good job of getting our races done quick this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
1 month in, and look where we are.
Yeah, it looks like every night there's a race been going on, and I'm just disappointed that I can't be a part of as more of them than I'd like to be. But you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah. So for those who are unaware, as far as a programming note, myself and Chrissy had a race last night, but unfortunately we didn't have a commentator for it. So if you want to see the restream, you'll have to get our VODs and just put them into multi-stream to watch it. But either way, GG's Tom. Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Frico and Creed for doing the commentating tonight. Because this was a quick turnaround. Because I figured either we were going to do it pretty much tonight, or we're just gonna have to wait till next week. And I figured, you know what? We're not doing anything tomorrow. Let's just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, I'm glad we got out of the way pretty quick. I had next couple nights like I have free, but I mean that'll be if Snape can actually schedule it that late. My schedule's about to get a whole lot busier. I'm not gonna get into why, but hopefully I can make weekends work.
I actually know that feeling personally too. So
yeah, we'll see. We already made it this far, so I mean,
yeah.
We'll do what we can.
But either way, thanks again, Speed Gaming, for hosting us this year. Just bring a judge. Come on, next year in person tournament. Come on. I know you want to bring us all out into what Rest in Virginia next year. Come on, Speed Gaming.
Don't tempt me.
And with that, we'll continue to wrap things up as the randomizer is slowly coming to a close. Several more matches. We do still have several matches, but unfortunately none of them has been scheduled. But of course, follow the links as been posted over the course of the race, and we will have them up as soon as possible, and just continue to stick to the Speed Gaming family Twitch channels to see when our next races are coming up. So with that, once again, thanks for Speed Gaming hosting us, and thank you to Casual Tom and siberianbull9. It might have been a 2-0, but they were both extremely close 2-0s as Casual Tom advances and siberianbull9 does get eliminated. And of course, thanks to Frico being co-commentary with me, LV Creed. And with that,
I was going to say that sounded like my cue there to say it's time to call it a night. As you did recap, for those that are coming in right as we're finishing, Casual Tom does move on with a 2-0 over Siberian Bull. And Siberian Bull will unfortunately be done for the rest of this year's tournament. And with that said, I think we've gone over our thank yous. And with that, have a good night, everybody. Let's shut it down.
take care, everyone.
Thanks. Have a good one.